Hello, I'm Steve. A little about myself. I'm a retired law enforcement officer with 20 years of service. I began my career in the jail, worked the road, and became an investigator. During my career, my training consisted of everything from SWAT to becoming a state certified crime scene technician. I've investigated crimes from thefts to homicides. After retiring and becoming aware of true crime and web sleuths, I started my channel for web sleuths to better understand the perspectives of law enforcement. Not only do we cover true crime, I go out into the field and assist families who have lost loved ones to homicide and their cases are considered cold. Join me as we look and bring attention to these critical cases.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Invisible Investigator Hour. Once again, due to my packing skill, if you're new to the channel, I left everything in the state of Georgia as I went to the Midwest looking at some cases and then came across the country and out here on the West Coast working on some cases and doing interviews. And appreciate everybody bearing with me as we make do with our backdrop. So you'll be able to hear my voice, but sadly you won't be seeing me tonight. But we'll next time I'll do better. I promise I'll do better. As you get older, you learn that you forget things, and having a camera is pretty important. But I thank everybody for being here. And tonight I took some pictures as I was coming across the country the other day. I still have some of those, so we may look at them a little bit. And of course, if you have any questions about anything going on, absolutely let me know. I've been in the field working on searches for the last 2 days and interviewing family today. But and tomorrow I've got some more meetings, and then I'll be heading back east. So I've got a lot of travel to do for the next couple of days as I try to get back down to Georgia. But I appreciate everybody, like I say, bearing with me and putting up with me while I'm out here on the road. Let's see what's going on in chat, guys. Hello, Southern Gal. Good to see you. There's Mustang 65. There's Barbara Hall. Southern Gal again. Bling, good to see you. Doodlebug, VGOG's here. Hello, Nanar. Good to see you also. Got a few people. I haven't been doing, the morning watch. I used to do them twice a week, and I used to have about, I had 6 or 7 shows a week, and they were, a lot of work trying to get everything organized on all those, and put my, the more cold cases I work, the less time I have for individual shows. So originally the morning watch shows is what suffered the most. So we took them down. But while I'm out here on the road and don't get in till late, like I said, I was doing some interviews and we were at a restaurant, and so wasn't able to share. Of course, I can't share any information about the family or the case now. For that, we're in certain stages of what we're doing, and can't release certain information currently. And if at all, for this family, because they ultimately, if you ask any family that's ever worked with me, that everything's left up to them. That the family has ultimate control of all the decisions of what they wish to share or not share. And it works out. It works out good. Hello, Butterfly. Oh, man. Yeah. I get to see names, and so y'all get to see an empty backdrop. Shelly has been a member for 23 months. Hey, Mr. Steve, good to hear your voice. If I had a blue light, you'd hear click, click. And that's the best I can do right now for the blue light. Um, if you can imagine that it was clicking. Hello, Hayes. Hi, Steve and Mrs. Steve. Yeah, Mrs. Steve right now is still in Georgia right now. Wish she was out here on the West Coast with me. Hello, Karen. How are you doing tonight? Good to see you. And if, while everyone knows Barbara, many of you may not recognize Karen's name. Of course, Barbara is Timmy D's mother, and Karen Langston is Doug Till's mother, which is another case of a mother fighting for justice. So welcome her here, and familiarize yourself with her story, and you can look it up. It's out there, and appreciate her being here tonight. Hello, Holly. There we go. Justice for Doug Till. Thank you. How many families are you working with out west? Right now on this where I'm at, this state, only one. Another state that's adjacent to here, there's 3 families, which I don't know. I'm meeting with a PI in the morning, and we'll be discussing those cases, although I don't think we'll be traveling to that state because everybody's pretty well tired and wore out from what we've been doing for the last couple of days. Some of these remote areas are kind of hard to access, and once you assess them, you're in certain some of these western states are extremely high and the oxygen is thin, and for us flatlanders from the East Coast, it's a little bit hard on some of us more than others. Barbara said it's punishment. Hello, Witchcraft. Good to see you. A CSI blue light reenactment. Let me see if I got what's in here. Oh, I don't know. This is the best I can do. I don't know where the speaker is, but can you hear the clicks? And that's a flashlight. That's the best I got right now for my invisible blue light by the Invisible Investigator. Hello, Miranda Lee. Good to see you. Yes, Mustang. Everything today is invisible. Myself and the blue light. They used to have silent movies that, of course, exactly what they proclaim to be, silent. I'm a what's the visible equivalent of silence? Not blind or invisible. There's got to be a better term for silent movie. For what invisible would be. I'm sure somebody will be clever enough to name it. Yes, Miranda, that's all we have tonight is Steve's voice once again. I'm an invisible investigator with my cloaking device. I guess cloaking movies. Miranda says, spelling of his name, please. Let me go back up there, and she has hashtag. I saw it somewhere. Here it is. There you go, Miranda. Justice for Doug Till. Teel, spelling of his last name. Oh, while we're doing that, let me. I'll throw up my favorite picture. That's my favorite picture right now. I'm a photographer. That's why I am. Hello, Shelley. Good to see you. That's my favorite picture so far. Yes, Miranda. He's invisible. Creepy. Thank you, Mustang 65. Justice for Doug Hill. Witchcraft insomnia sucks, but I can catch the light. Making best of not being able to sleep. Yes, so Southern Gal can says yes on the clicks. All right, so that's the best we can do tonight. And Mustang 65, Justice for Timmy Dees. Like I said, that's Barbara Hall's fight for justice is for her son, Timmy Dees. Bling. Blackwater says, what on earth? Well, once again, like I said, I still don't have my camera. Mustang 65, again, justice for Abby and Libby. Blackwater says, I can't sleep either at Witchcraft. Yeah, my morning watch, when I used to work morning watch, it was just absolutely, you drink your coffee and you just up riding the roads all night. Although that was just our work shift. Audio, yeah, I was talking about, you used to have silent movies, whereas you didn't have any sound. But with my show currently, we have sound but no video. So we have to come up with a name of what type of podcast this is. A blind podcast, but we got to figure out some name for it. Blackwater, I'm hoping Steve's sweet tones lull me off to sleep. Well, you're in trouble if you need bedtime stories from me. I'm telling you. I don't know many bedtime stories. Witchcraft says, Blackwater, tomorrow is full moon. I never sleep much the whole week before it. I guess I meant audio sends video. Okay. Oh, Blackwater says it's 5 a.m. Southern Gal says that while Barbara said my voice only shows are creepy, but Southern Gal has a point, but not as creepy as his dolls, my mannequins, my dolls. Oh, Nanar says that's my favorite photo too. Yeah, it was. But I tell you, it was unnerving riding them roads because you're at the. If I showed the bottom of this picture, you can see the other vehicles on the roads. I mean, you're right at the bottom of these landslides, and they're landslides because there's a lot of trees that's still in some of them, and it's very unnerving. I was so glad to get out of those passes. Miranda says, True Crown, if you need a PI in Michigan, you can ask me. I'm nosy. Shelley says, beautiful photo. Yeah, I had this one, and I had several. That was interesting land something, scenery, but I call this one the Kansas National Forest. It had 2 trees. One of my team members, when I was out west a few months ago, were talking about the National Forest in New Mexico with its 1 tree, but this has 2 trees, so this is Kansas's National Forest. But yeah, this country, we have some really beautiful country out here. And I found out what these were. They just never knew it, but they're for animal migration. That they have overpasses out west built for animals to cross the road. Amazing. There's that whatever type of storm I went through that. Amazing. y'all are fascinated with my creepy dolls. Bling says, I just wondered what his favorite color was. We use green for Timmy. Oh, that is very nice of you. Brilliant. That the green hearts are for Timmy. And I take it that green was Timmy's favorite color. That is, I was wondering why you was wanting the color code or what his favorite colors were. It's really dense as well. It would be wise to carry a GPS if going in more than 100 yards from the road, hot in the day, cold at night, depending on what part of the state. Yeah, where I was at, I was in some 34-degree temperatures on the way on my first morning. Extremely cold, far colder than I anticipated. Although I had brought some winter wear, and luckily Gail had gifted me a hat and a cooler and walking stick, and all that came in handy on my gift package from Gail, and I thank her for that. But the location of where we were at, it was impossible for us to get lost. There was 4 of us, so we were able to go in and do everything that was needed. Bling says, who's talking about dolls again? I haven't seen me. Now I'm going to be up all night thinking Chuckle. Chucky is not Chuckle. Chucky is coming. Yeah, I remember that movie. It was a cute movie. Aquarium One says, hello, Mr. Steve. I hope you're doing well. You sound tired. Glad I caught your live tonight. Yes, the other morning, Mrs. Steve posted a picture of I had gotten up at about 4:30 in the morning and started our trek into the wilderness, and saw a beautiful sunrise, and we spent a lot of hours on a search, and so tomorrow everybody starts heading home. But I've got one more meeting tomorrow. Well, I've got 2 meetings. I got the PI, and then I've got a meeting with some other very important people. Madison Stevens says, hello, Mr. Steve and chat. Yeah, Southern Gal keeps the creepy mannequins. They are creepy now. Butterfly says, no dolls for me. Nope. Some of those mannequins, where I have them down in the basement, I forget about them occasionally. And when I forget about them and you turn the corner or something, they will startle you, especially if the Kohlberger one is holding the knife. Madison chat, yeah. I may as well start the coffee. I work for coffee, Blaine. I work for coffee. Uh-oh. I can't hear Steve. Do I need to reboot? Need to do something, either that or I've lost the connection. I've fallen asleep to your voice before, Steve. Sleep appears at weird times for me, and it's very frustrating. Oh, man. Well, I can be very boring too now. I understand that. Yeah. Miranda says, I ask a lot of questions, and usually Mr. Steve tells me he can't answer me. True God will. I love the picture of the storm clouds. That's my favorite. Driving across and watching it and not knowing, it looks like it's not that big of a storm. Looks like it's a little bit wider than the highway. But when I got there, man, it had a little bit of hail in it, a lot of high winds. I mean, high winds. And there was an updraft to it, had to be. And because we had the hail, and plus the rain was, you couldn't, the water standing on the road. I mean, there's nowhere for water to run out here. It's flat. And so it's just standing in the road. And so I was like everybody else, you just can't stop. You may only be doing 10 mile an hour and can't see 50 feet in front of you. He says, Nevada National Forest lacks trees. Hayes, you may be the one that told me that. I thought it was Mexico, but you may be the one that told me that. I can't remember. If you are the same Hayes, I don't know if you are or not. I can't remember. Interesting fact. A buffalo will total a semi. I saw a lot of semis as I was coming across that have these huge cattle guards or push bumpers, what we used to call them patrol cars, old push bumpers. But they were huge push bumpers or whatever on these semis. So I wonder if that's so they can fight the buffalo. Yes, Nanar. Steve's one of my favorite voices to sleep to. Oh, man. That's funny. Barbara says, yes. Timmy's favorite color was green. That's very kind of you, Witchcraft, and everybody. My voice is soothing and gentle. That's why y'all can go sleep by it. Okay. So blue is for Doug, Miranda Lee, and thank you for what you're doing. All right. So be blue hearts for Doug Till. Yes, Miranda, Gail is awesome, and it was very kind of her to do that. Now, if anyone has a favorite picture that they like turbines, let me. We'll get you some therapy if this is your kick that you like 3 wing turbines, and that's you. But yeah, this one, if you blow it up and look at all those trees, a lot of them's dead up there. I don't know if that's just that they have a certain span or if there was an old fire that came through or some type of infestation. I just don't know. But beautiful country. Chucky, cute. Is that why you don't see the creepiness of your dolls? But Chucky was creepy and scary. Oh man, I remember that him hiding around in the floor and under beds and in closets. Like where my mannequins have no heads. All mine do. I have more heads than I have mannequins. Now some of them are foam that I bought just for whatever reasons. I needed them over the years for either some of my other testing or what we did with some shootings and things of that, or hitting them. Blackwater, that's very keen, very kind of you. I don't know if that's the case. Soothing voice like honey. I don't know if that's the case. There we go. Justice for Timmy, Green Hearts, and Doug. Brilliant. Thank you, guys. That's funny, Blackbird. I could total any vehicle as I can't drive. Oh, me. I've been in more wrecks than probably, if we took all the people that's in chat right now and put together all the times that I ran off the road. Southern Gal says it's been storming all night here in Arkansas. Justice for Timmy and Doug. Thank you. Do you sew at Blackwater, and that's why you have headless mannequins? Seamstress. That makes sense. Karen Lansing, is this case similar to Stephen Smith's? Yes, Miranda, it is. Blaine, I saw someone hit an ostrich once. There were legs all over the place. I'm trying to think of where you would have to be to hit an ostrich. Hayes says, I think I did. Well, I hope you are feeling better. I spoke to our friend earlier, and so I hope that you are feeling much better. Witchcraft. I'm not going to lie. I laughed so hard I cried. Yeah. I mean, when you hit Big Bird, oh man, that's we have some of those wind turbines and turbines in Michigan. I've seen them all. I'm trying to think which state has the most. And I can't remember which state it is, but is it when I'm going up through, I can't remember what state it is, but whenever I'm going through the Midwest, there's one section in one of those states, whereas there's just thousands of them. I mean, at night, I mean, you can see the lights for 20 or 30 miles across some of those valleys. And I don't remember what state it is. Look at how pretty blue that guy is in that picture. I'm trying to figure out what picture. Now let me look over here. Is there a picture that has? I can't see anything. Trying to figure what she's talking about. Oh, Barbara says the pretty blue sky. Okay. Oh man. Yeah. Now let's see now, which one is my favorite cloud? That's a pretty good cloud picture there. I got some pretty good clouds. If you like clouds. Now there's people that know exactly what each of these clouds are. I am not one of those. I have no idea of one cloud to another. I know these clouds, I like them, but I couldn't tell you one from another. Actually, man, if you look at that picture, the land mass is almost duplicated by the cloud. Odd. It's amazing what you can see for comparative values sometimes, but the cloud on top and bottom have some similarities. That's just a coincidence. Yeah, I saw some of those huge blades being hauled. You see them all the time out west, being hauled down the interstate. I've never seen Chucky or any other scary movie. You know, when I was young, I enjoyed them. Karen says, I'm not aware of the Stephen Smith story. He's a young man that they found in the middle of the road, I believe in the Carolinas. That was a case that sprung up that occurred prior to the Murdaugh homicides, of where Murdaugh committed homicides of his wife and his son. And Stephen Smith's story sprung from that. Are you traveling on the road by yourself, Mr. Steve? Yes. Whereas some of my team members flew in and they went into and they stayed in a different section of the state from me, but we met up and conducted some investigations together, and then we split ways, and I've been doing things today while they continued with some searches, and I had to take care of some interviews, making best use of all our times while we're out here. Butterfly says, True Crime Web, how do you have those dolls locked up? No, they're just standing there, and like I said, they always startle you. Like, we're terrible to compliment Mr. Steve, not to get to see him blush, guys. I don't. Do I blush? I don't know if I blush. I think I do. I'm fair skinned, so. True Crime. I hope you have those dolls locked up. Oh, if I ever saw, whenever I'm down there and I'm doing my experiments and they're on the rollers and I'm pulling them through the on their courses, to create whatever effect I'm trying to create. And then look back at the video. Some of them were pretty good. Some of them was interesting. But if I ever went down there and one of them was rolling around on its own, Chucky's not going to be happy. Oh, Bling says it was in Minnesota. Someone was raising ostriches and one escaped. Oh, my goodness. Oh, man. True Crime Web. Any similarities between Doug Till and Stephen Smith's case? While I am looking at some possibilities, that is yet to be determined. We're still waiting on some freedom of information and releases and to get the complete story. He says, I am better. Thank you. Absolutely. I'm glad that you are feeling better. I have learned just about everything from failure at Blackwater. Success is just a happy outcome sometimes. I guess I didn't like sewing enough to continue. Failure is a part of the learning curve. I can tell you about failure. Texas or Iowa? I think it's Iowa. If I had to go between the two, because, like I said, it's somewhere going up into the Midwest, and it would have to be somewhere after St. Louis. I'm thinking as I head up, if I'm making those long drives, because sometimes it depends where I'm at, and it may take 13 or 14 hours, and some of that's in the dark. And I believe that would be Iowa. I'm thinking you are probably correct. Hayes says that Texas has the most or has most turbines, but they are thick out this way though. Yeah, I've got pictures on all my trips of different states and some of the turbines, and I can't remember what state those turbines here were in. I think they were in possibly Kansas or Nebraska, one of the two, I think. Yes, Miranda has lost her father recently, and I hope you, it's anytime we lose one, it's great loss, and it takes time. Oh, look at this. Horror movies are my favorite. Interesting. We're going to have to talk about that, Southern Gal, at some point. Oh. Southern Gal, let's just stick with the music, please. We have enough horror in our lives. Hey, I'll discuss music. I'll discuss movies. I love both of them. I've never seen a movie. I've seen just about every type of movie you can see, and I really like movies. I like music. I have a very unique DJ style. how big of a group of people do you usually have on the road? It depends what I'm doing, and how remote I'm going to be, and how likely there is to be an active offender I'm looking at. Um, and some of the cases, I typically, even if they're not actively with me, someone knows where I'm at during times. And sometimes it's just a family that will be out there, but there's not someone with me all the time. But on this case here, we were in such a remote area that if anything happened, either from some type of encounter with wildlife or some type of medical emergency, uh, on this trip, one section of it, there were at least there were four of us, and then on our earlier out in the Midwest, before I headed west, there was just one family member with me. Sometimes, like I said, it's just for me to be able to make sure people know where I'm at, because sometimes there are people out there that really don't want you looking at certain things. I thought you were in the West Coast last. I have no idea what it's like there. Yeah, well, I am on the pretty close to the West Coast, and but I'm in the western part of the United States. Hello, Shelley. Kelly O says, "Hey y'all, horror movies give me nightmares. I don't have nightmares uh, um, for whatever reason. You would think of all the things I've seen and cases I've worked and the things I work with, um, and some of the people that I've worked cases on, they have absolutely the courage that they've and things that they've done for their families, and the investigation and the interviews and gathering of information, and becoming investigators, and dedicating the time necessary to find justice for their loved ones is absolutely amazing. And they should, while it's a horror movie that's real to them. But yeah, the horror movies that's in the theaters, I ain't never really seen anything that really startled me. Oh, Manor says, Miranda Lee, I'm so glad he lived with you for those 3 years. 68 days barely gives you any time to process. My husband had brain cancer and lived 13 months. It's never enough time, and it's so short for you. Broken heart, absolutely. Yes, safety first. Yeah, I can't get Ruckus. He was my third backup plan on this trip, that if my first team on site, if they couldn't make it, then I had a secondary team out here on the west that would have came, and if they couldn't make it, I had Ruckus that could fly in, so that he could be bear intervention material, meaning I'd kick him in the knee and run. Karen says, Mr. C, please let everyone know I really appreciate everything they're doing, and forgive me for being so slow in replying back. It's health issues and texting puts me to sleep, but I'm trying. Karen, that's absolutely. Thank you so much, and thank the community. You guys are awesome. Uh, these families, making them feel welcome, and also acknowledging their loved ones that they're fighting for justice, absolutely is amazing. Yeah, I tell people all the time that it's not even the real life horror of seeing and or seeing people and knowing things about scary people. It's what you don't know about scary people that scares me. I've met some scary people and not known everything. And well, there's certain things that you know about them that makes you say, there's things that you don't know that would make you, Okay, witchcraft is going night. Yeah, thank you for stopping in. Appreciate that. Oh, well, let's see, we've been on almost 50 minutes. Everybody's getting sleepy. Yeah, there's not much going on tonight. Let me find a pretty picture. They're all pretty good. That was interesting. Like I said, I took a series, and that one had the best sun reflection. I wish my windshield was a little bit cleaner, but that's my favorite picture. And probably of all the areas I've been, that was the most, like I said, unnerving. I suppose I'll have breakfast. The Sandman missed me. Okay. So you stayed up through your nighttime thing? Yes, Nanar, me and you. It's what I don't know about people that I find scary. And we see that so often that when they identify these offenders, such as Colbert or Richard Allen, all those people that knew them and worked with them or spoke to them daily and never realized the potential that if they are the responsible party, how often did that offender look at them and give them no value? All right, guys. Well, I just wanted to drop in tonight and say hello to everybody. And I'm going to be back on the road tomorrow after I have my meetings. And I should be somewhere in Nebraska or Kansas sometime tomorrow if I drive 12 hours. And then I've got to decide if I want to sleep in Walmart or sleep in a bed. And I haven't decided yet, but we'll see. And thank you, Sheriff A. Wow, this is late, Stay. I love the views you're sharing. We'd have to be the replay crew. Thank you. And great life, Steve. Great laugh with you. Thank you. But y'all stay safe out there, and we will see y'all soon. And like I said, I'll be on the road for the next couple, 3 days, trying to get back down to Georgia. And y'all stay safe, and we'll see y'all soon. Bye. I wish I could wave at you, but Invisible Man can't wave.